Well, thank you so much for that great introduction. This is Mike Koenigs, and this is Rapid List Building Secrets. I'm going to guide and talk to you today about how you can start building a list in as little as an hour, even if you have little or no technical or marketing experience, and on a budget as low as $25 to get started. So I thought that would help just about anyone out here. And let me just kind of cut to the chase and tell you my objective and goal for you today is to help you build what I think is the most valuable and important asset any business can ever have, and that is a prospect list. Now, really, the most valuable is a customer list. Those are people who've actually paid you money and purchased your products already. But in order to get there, you're going to have a prospect list first. And I'm going to give you a proven strategy. I call it the 5 myths. Okay? It's really simple. And I'm going to give you some free goodies just for hanging out here, including some step-by-step scripts. I'm going to give you 2 free books and a step-by-step video, a training video that guides you and shows you exactly step-by-step how to do everything that I'm going to go through with you today. And I'll give you that information very, very quickly. Now, the next thing that I just want to do is just give you a couple little hints, some tidbits, some beneficial notes here. First of all, that you can listen to this recording on your iPod or iPad or any device you want. And I'm also going to give you an audio recording replay of this as well. So I'm going to tell you exactly where to get that. Now, the next thing is, if you're driving, just make sure that you're operating your vehicle safely. And if you are listening in a place where you are still right now, turn off every distraction you possibly can. Grab yourself a notebook or a journal and get ready to write some things down, because I'm going to give you again what I believe is one of my most successful and easy to implement list building strategy. Now, again, as I mentioned in the very beginning, if you have no list, no marketing experience at all, you're going to enjoy what I'm going to share with you. And if you're an intermediate or advanced marketer or business owner, I'm going to give you some nuggets that are really helpful. I've got a lot of business owners that come to me and say, gosh, I miss out on the fundamentals sometimes. Thank you for that. Okay. And the next thing that I'm going to explain to you is the value of a list. Now, I'll first tell you, just imagine if your goal, for example, is to earn $100,000 extra per year, that's around $10,000 per month, a little over $8,000 actually, if you multiply by 12. In my experience as a business owner, and again, I'm not making any financial commitments to you, but in my business, if I have a list of 1,000 names, that is very frequently worth of qualified prospects in my business, that's worth about $100,000 per year. In other words, 10,000 names on a list can be worth as much as $1 million a year in revenue. And the strategy I'm going to share with you, I just used to generate a list of almost 500 leads in under a week. Okay, so what I'm going to give you is very powerful. That much I can promise you. Now, the next thing that I want to tell you is I'm going to give you a link in just a moment so you can get all these goodies. And that way, if you don't manage to write down all of the notes that I'm going to give you, you'll be able to listen to this recording again, and also the step-by-steps. Now, the next thing to know is that the strategy I'm going to give you can work for any business anywhere in the world. I don't care if you're a consultant, you're an accountant, you're a coach, or if you're just thinking about reinventing yourself and doing something different. This works for you. And you can also use the strategy and get paid for it. In fact, I'd like you to write down, this will be the first thing to write down, identify if you are a 1, a 2, or a 3. Now, a 1 is if you already have a business and you want to create more effective marketing and also stop trading time for money. What I mean by that rather, is if you right now are selling your time for like $100 per hour, there's a limited amount of you available and there's a limited amount of time to market yourself. So you're always in a space where it feels like you're on a treadmill catching up. And what I'd like to do is help you sell your knowledge, not your time, or multiply your value or become competition or recession proof, okay? So again, if you have a business, then you're a number 1. And you can be a 1, 2, or a 3 here as well. You can mix and match this. Now, you're a number 2 if you're interested in transforming and reinventing yourself, maybe becoming incomparable, or you want to start a new business of some nature, whether it's online or offline, or be or do something different. Now, know that you don't have to throw away all your experience, but my goal again is if you're thinking about reinventing yourself, then you're a number 2. And you can be a 1 with the goal of being a number 2 as well. And you're a number 3 if you're interested in becoming a highly paid online marketing or product creation consultant. In other words, if you'd like to generate leads for other businesses and get paid to do it, or maybe add that as an add-on service to a business you already have, well, then you'd be a number 3. So again, you're a number 1 if you have a business, number 2 if you want to reinvent yourself and start a new business, and you're number 3 if you want to become a highly paid consultant or coach doing marketing for other people, or maybe creating products online for other people. No matter which one of these you are, what I'm about to give you is going to be helpful for you. Now, I'd like you to write this down. You can write down the website domain, leadcapturemyths.com, and when you visit that page, I'm going to give you a step-by-step training video. It's going to explain and guide you step-by-step visually through everything that I'm going to give to you today. I'm going to give you 2 handouts, 2 worksheets that you can use. One of them is step-by-step instructions on how to do this, and also a 78 giveaway ideas, online giveaway ideas. I actually say there's 50, but there's 78 in there. And that includes scripts, step-by-step scripts guiding you through this. I'm also going to give you a link to some free software that'll help you record audio, because that's part of what I'm going to give you in this 5 myths recording. Now, if all you have is a mobile phone, you can write this number down. It's 310-400-5095. And if you text your name and email address to that number, I'll give it to you again. It's 310-400-5095. When you text your name and email address to that number, you'll also be able to get these guides. So you can either get them by going to leadcapturemyths.com or texting your name and email address to 310-400-5095, and I'll give you that information again at the end of this program, if in case you didn't write it down. So let's continue. Now, if you don't know who I am, the very brief version of it is this. I'm a 2-time number 1 best-selling author. I was named Marketer of the Year in 2009, and I've produced a feature film that was picked up by Warner Brothers, and a documentary film that I made about living off the grid. It turns out I drive an electric car, and a Tesla Roadster. It's my everyday car, and one of the things I am a big believer in is freedom and independence. One of the reasons I have my own business is because I want the extra freedom, I want the extra money, and I want the independence it'll give me. I also want independence and freedom from the oil companies, too. Now, I'm not telling you this to brag or impress you, but just so you know, my companies have generated over $13 million in sales 2 years in a row, and I'm known for having some of the largest launches in online marketing history. In fact, I've had 9 now that have exceeded $1 million in sales, with the largest exceeding $9.1 million in a week. And the reason I'm telling you that again is not to impress you, but to just tell you what I'm going to give you today are strategies that work. They're the same strategies I use in my own business. So the last thing is I'm a big believer in contribution and giving back. That's another reason why I have my own business. And over the past 5 years, I've raised over $1 million that I've given away to a foundation, a charity. It just so happens my wife runs it, but we've been building schools and hospitals in Africa, in Uganda, and Senegal, and helping women over there who have no hope at all start their own businesses. So I believe in creating entrepreneurs here back home and also worldwide, again, using many of the same strategies that I'm teaching you right now. So the only other thing worth noting is this past year, less than a year ago, I was diagnosed with cancer, stage 3A cancer, and I underwent surgery, 4 months of chemotherapy, and 33 radiation treatments while taking chemotherapy at the same time. My cancer was far enough along I couldn't rely purely on natural methods, or what would be integrative, holistic methods. I had to go in with the big guns in order to survive. I literally didn't know if I'd live, much less whether my business would live and survive. But while I went through that, I had on average less than an hour a day where I actually could do anything. Most of the time I was either asleep or I was laying in fetal position in bed while the medicines and the treatments took over and basically poisoned my body to get rid of that cancer. Now the good news is I'm going to be okay, and all my indicators show that the cancer is gone. But during that time I managed to write 2 books, do 2 multi-million-dollar product launches, and create 2 products in the process. So again, I'm telling you this only because what I'm going to give to you is a building block strategy that you can use in your own business, either to use in your business or use to start a new business. So enough about me. Let's get into the meat here. All right. Now the first thing that's important when you're building a list, know that the key and the secret to building a list in any business is great marketing is just answering questions. So let's say, for example, if someone came to me and said, all right, and they say all the time, Mike, I'm thinking about starting an online business, or I have a business, but I'm not generating leads online. What do I need to do? And I will say to them, the first thing, the most important thing is you need to know who your perfect customer is. And I'll say to someone, again, in this case, I'm going to use someone who already has a business. And I'll say, okay, here's the secret to finding your perfect customer. Number 1, who has actually purchased your products or your service. In other words, you use something that you have, and they've gotten great results. Can you think of your best customer you've ever dealt with who's spent money on you? They've implemented, they've gotten results, and they're super happy. In fact, so happy they come back and say, what else do you have? Okay? That's a pretty ideal customer there. And the second part of what will make an ideal customer is someone who refers more high-quality prospects to you. So you don't have to market over and over again. So I'd say write that person down. And what I usually do is I'd say, you got to know everything you possibly know, what their age is, their average age, their sex, how many kids they have, what car they drive, because you're creating marketing to communicate to the one. And the other big mistake that most people make is they're trying to market to everyone. I say, who's your target customer? And they'll say, it's everyone. And I'll say, bull. Okay? If you think that your perfect customer is everyone, you're speaking to no one, and it's impossible to market to them. Instead, you're marketing to the one. Okay? So most newbie marketers that I meet with no list, no website, they're afraid of technology, they're bad at it, they make excuses why they can't do it. And they usually are confused and overwhelmed, and they just don't know who they're marketing to. So, and again, in some of the information that I give you, there's more details about how to identify your perfect customer. But that's the key, is know who your target is, okay? And the next thing to remember about great marketing is just answering questions. Most people who have been in business for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years, even 40 years, if I ask them, just how many times do you get the same question asked over and over again before someone actually buys from you? And they'll tell me 90% of the time they're answering the same questions. And I said, if you wrote down the top 5 or 10 questions that you get asked all the time, do you think you'd answer about 80% of the questions that you need to answer in order to close the deal? And they'd say yes. So that's the question I have for you right now. If you have a business already, or you're thinking about starting a business, what are the top 5 questions people ask you all the time? You'd want to write those down. You can do that while I'm speaking with you right now. What are those top 5 or 10 questions you get asked all the time? Because what we're going to do is, in this little exercise, we're going to just answer those, and that's really the core of everything I'm going to give you. It's called the 5 myths. It's the 5 questions people ask you all the time. And we're going to record the answers to those questions and give them away. That's how you get people to give you their contact information and for you to build a list. So that gets us to the offer. Now, the offer that I made to you at the very beginning of this, it's a free offer. As I said, I'm going to give you the script and how-to step-by-step videos. In fact, I'm going to give you a free mini course that will help you build a list from scratch in 1 to 3 hours. Okay? And my other promise to you is, if you follow the steps step by step, you can get results quickly, just like I did. Now, I already identified you. You're my perfect customer. And the reason is I said you're either a 1, 2, or 3. You have a small business, or you're thinking about starting a business, or reinventing yourself, or you'd like to become a highly paid consultant. Okay? So I did that already. I'm using this system with you to demonstrate how well it works. So that's my target. You're my target audience. Number 2 is I have an offer for you. I'm going to give you some free stuff today that's going to help you build a list because that's what you need. That's a pretty cool thing. And the only thing you're going to do is you're going to provide your contact information when you visit leadcapturemyths.com. Okay? So you're listening to this audio right now, this recording, because you filled in a form. And all I'm going to do is help you create a lead capture page for yourself. Now, what I want for you is to get past the hump. So my target outcome, the results, are for you to feel comfortable and feel like you can do this. You can actually get through it yourself and experience what I call results in advance. You can imagine yourself actually creating this audio, creating a lead capture page, and knowing that you can do it. And when you watch that video that I'm going to give to you, you're going to be able to see it for yourself, all right? Now, and then I'd like you to feel comfortable and confident enough so you can create your first lead capture page and offer in, let's say, an hour or 2 from now. And just know, again, as I had mentioned earlier, in my experience, if I've got a list of 1,000 names, I know that that list can generate anywhere from $10,000 to $100,000 a year. Now, the example I'm going to give to you generated over 500 leads in under a week. Now, even if you just generated, let's say, 70 leads, that'd be 7 leads a day, or 10 leads a day for 7 days, that would be 70 leads a day. That'd be 280 in a month. Okay, and there's 12 months in a year. What would 280 be in 10 months? It's 2,880 times another 280. It's 560. The bottom line here is you could have about 3,000 leads in your first year. That's enough to start making some extra money, at least a few $1,000s extra a year. And you can sell them all sorts of products or services, not even products and services you have. You could sell affiliate products, okay? So again, my target outcome is for you to feel comfortable and say, I can do this. And again, my goal is for you to be able to start building a list in a day for less than $25 to get started. So if that sounds like something that you want, keep on listening because I'm going to guide you through on how to do that. Now, the other thing that's important is virtually everything you need you can get to do all this. Now, you're listening to me right now with a laptop computer or a desktop computer, or, I'm listening to a phone, but you signed up to get here. You've got a computer, so you have pretty much everything you need. Now, the microphone I'm speaking to you with right now cost me less than $100. It's called a Yeti microphone. And in that guide that I give you, I've got a link in there to see it on Amazon. So I'm using a $100 microphone, and I record everything that I put for teleseminars, and I give away using free software. It's called Audacity, and then the little demo I give you, I show you step by step how to record and edit with Audacity. It works on PCs and Macintosh computers, and I generated all these leads on Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest. Okay, and what's cool is in the demonstration, the video step by step how-to I give you, you're actually going to watch me get 20 leads in less than 20 minutes. I'm going to refresh my screen and you'll actually see it happen, and you can watch this video on your mobile phone or your iPad or your Android device or your Kindle tablet or your desktop or your laptop computer. Again, I'm demonstrating a system for you so you can use it yourself. You can basically rip off and knock off everything that I'm going to give you, all right? Now, the only other thing that's worth mentioning is I'm using an autoresponder program as well, and I'll show you that inside the video. So, as I mentioned earlier, I'm also going to show you all this and advertise on Facebook for free. I'm also going to show you how to set up a Facebook ad, and you can spend as little as $20 or $25. Remember, I promised you that you could do this for as little as $25. That includes an advertising budget, all right? And I also post this ad on Twitter and Pinterest. So let's just move on here. Now, the system I'm going to give you is the 5 Myths worksheet. I'm going to go through that with you right now. And I'm also giving you this free guide. I call it the 50 Lead Capture Giveaways. And these are 50 different ideas that you can use to give away to your prospects to educate them so they get to know, like, and trust you and give you their contact information for free. So, as I mentioned earlier, the key to great marketing is just educating your prospect. So when you know who you're advertising and marketing to, you want to answer the top 5 questions that they would ask you all the time. So that's what the 5 Myths worksheet is that I give you. And what you'll have is you're going to have 5 questions that you're going to answer, and you're going to have something that you're going to give away. In this case, it's going to be the 5 Myths audio recording that you're going to record when someone fills out the lead capture page. And you're going to have a domain that's going to be pointed. Now, if you've never created a web page before, if you've never registered a domain before, I show you how to do that in the step-by-step video. So you don't have to worry about that right now. Just know it's there with the replay. Okay? So in my 5 myths, what I did is I wrote down the 5 myths you need to know about capturing leads and growing a list. Now, I'm going to tell you what my 5 myths are, and then I'm going to demonstrate for you. I'm going to actually say them as if I were making a recording for you right now, just like you're listening to this recording. So the first myth that I hear all the time is, I don't know what a lead capture page is and why I need one. So I'll answer that in a moment for you. The next question I get is, I don't have any idea where to begin. In other words, I'm overwhelmed, I'm confused, I don't know what an autoresponder is. I need to know stuff step by step. So I get that all the time. The third thing I hear all the time is, creating a lead capture page is hard. I need to be a techie or a designer to capture leads. Okay, so I'm going to debunk that myth. The next thing I get all the time is, it's going to take a long time to make a lead capture page. And I'll answer that one. And then finally, the software and tools that I need to make lead capture pages and build a list are expensive. So the whole idea here is, you want to pick and answer those questions that people have for you all the time. You're going to answer those, and that's the free gift that you give away when people fill out your lead capture page. And again, in the demonstration that I give you, you'll see me actually fill in the blanks and do this step by step for you. So I'm going to pretend I'm making an audio recording for you right now just as an example, and I give you the script so you can use it yourself. But I'd say, hi, this is Mike Koenigs, and today I'm going to answer and help you with, I'm going to answer the 5 myths that you need to know about capturing leads and growing a list. I've been marketing online now for decades, and I've run several very successful online businesses, and I've helped people with their own businesses. I've helped people start their own businesses online, and I've even helped people who've become highly paid marketing and product creation consultants build lists and capture leads, and I'm going to help you do that too. So the first question that I get all the time is, I don't know what a lead capture page is and why I need one. So to answer that question, a lead capture page is something that you filled out to get this audio in the first place. It provides free information in exchange for your contact information, so you usually enter your name and your email address. And a lead capture page is connected to a tool called an autoresponder. That's something that automatically sends email messages out at different intervals, usually one a day or one a week. And there are tools that automate your lead capture pages that are available. Some of them include Instant Customer, that's the one that I use. Aweber is another one. Infusionsoft is another tool. And Office Autopilot, MailChimp, there's iContact, there's a whole variety of them. All of them do various levels of these, but again, I prefer to use the system Instant Customer. All right, number 2 is, a lot of people say, I don't have any idea where to begin. And if that sounds like you, the good news is it's easy. All you're doing is giving away something for free that educates your prospect. And an audio program is a great way to start. So now I give you a free script and a worksheet and step-by-step instructions that guide you through the process. And the good news is the software tools are easy, cheap, and you can learn how to use them in minutes. And the great news And this gets us to number 3 is creating if you're thinking that creating a lead capture page is hard and that you need to be a techie or designer to capture leads, the good news is you can learn how to do it in just 5 minutes. The software is automated and designs and templates are built in. So at this point, I hope you get an idea how easy this is. Again, all you're doing is in a friendly way, you're answering questions, and you'll notice that I stumbled a couple times. Who cares? You don't have to be perfect. The great news is you can learn how to edit the audio to do this with the computer equipment you have right now. You don't need anything else except the free software that I give you a link to and show you how to use step by step. Again, the great news is you could be capturing leads 1 hour from now. If you'd mark your clock right now, just to be on the safe side, I'll say 90 minutes after you watch that video I give you, you'd have the whole thing online. And most people, once they learn and they do it once, they can do it again in about 10 to 20 minutes. It's super fast and easy. Okay? So at this point, the key is when you go through this process, first of all, just know that your objective and goal is to educate your target customer, sound friendly, talk to them like you're talking to your best friend, and guide them through what they need to know in order to get results. Okay? So that's what I did here is I wanted to give you the sense and the feeling that you can do this yourself, and I'm going to give you all the tools and resources you need to do it by yourself. The only thing that you'll need to do is sign up for the autoresponder software, the lead capture software, and I'm giving you a link to try that out. You can go to instantcustomer.com and it's just $1. But with the step-by-step training video, the handouts, the worksheets, the scripts, and the audio recording I'm giving you, all the free software and training you need is built right in, and you can just check out leadcapturemyths.com to get all the freebies. And again, there's no obligation to buy anything here. I'm giving this to you just so I build a relationship with you, all right? And again, if you just want to try out and see how you can capture leads with text messaging, that's another thing I teach you how to do. You can text your name and email address to 310-400-5095. Now, having said all this, the key again is number 1, you can do this. Number 2, it's easy, it's cheap, and it's affordable. And if you want freedom, and whether it's financial freedom or just freedom from the grind and the ability to turn your knowledge into products and services you can sell, this is a great way to get started, okay? But just know that anyone can do this. And what I would love to hear from you is for you to email me back and say, I followed your example step by step, I implemented, and in under a day, I got my first 10 or 20 leads. Even if you just get 5 leads, you'll feel successful. And I promise you, the next step gets that much easier. And in some of the other programs that I'll turn you on to, you'll learn how to turn the same knowledge and expand on it to create and write and publish your first book. In fact, I'm going to give you 2 extra bonus goodies right now when you visit Lead Capture Myths. I'm going to give you both of my books for free. I'm going to give you Author Expert Marketing Machines and the Make Market Launch It book. And those are the books that'll teach you the basics about turning your knowledge and know-how into books and mini products that you can sell, or how to actually create a product creation business so you can turn your knowledge into products that you can sell online. So go ahead, visit leadcapturemyths.com. You'll get all the goodies I promised you, plus the 2 books, and you'll learn how to get your first list and lead capture page built and created. And in fact, the demonstration part where I actually build the page is only 5 minutes long. The rest of the demonstration is showing you how to create the audio program and go through the 5 myths worksheets. So I hope you've enjoyed this recording. I know I've enjoyed making it, and I will tell you that it is a privilege and an honor to be able to teach and educate and work with people like you, and I hope you really got something out of this. So what I'd like you to do in the meantime, again, go over to leadcapturemyths.com, follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and I'll make sure that if you send me a message, you post a message, I'll follow up with you as well and just thank you. And let me know, post a screen capture when you get your lead capture page put up and let me know what you're doing. Tell me a little bit about yourself, all right? I do want to know. And I do check my Facebook wall on a frequent basis. Okay, I'm there daily. So thank you so much for listening. I can't wait to see what you do with this information and knowledge to help build your list and build your business online. Bye now.